Okay, so Sean Connery loses his hair and he's still considered sexy. But for most men, the thought of going bald is terrifying. That's why, at the first sign of thinning hair, they reach for the most promising remedy on the market, and there are shelves of them to choose from. The question is, do any of them actually make a difference? Arnold Diaz has been investigating some of these products and their claims to bring you this important heads up.
Then I found out about Demoxenil, the new miracle breakthrough in hair regrowth.
Miracle breakthrough? There's been a miracle breakthrough?
Men's desperation to try anything to regrow hair has long been fodder for comedy.
What's that?
Vinegar to marinate your scalp.
Those parodies touch on a fear that is fueling a billion-dollar-a-year industry. Shampoos, pills, and sprays that claim to regrow hair.
Avocor starts regrowing hair in balding areas.
Hair Genesis stops hair loss.
Foligard, the revolutionary new hair restoration formula.
It all sounds great in the ads, but when we took a closer look, we found that the bold claims made for growing new hair often rest, experts say, on a foundation of shaky research and questionable advertising.
You're losing your hair, and you haven't ordered Avocor yet?
The heavily advertised Avocor costs $40 to $90 for a month's supply of herbal pills, a spray, and detoxifying shampoo. A lot of money, but hey, they've got a medical doctor guaranteeing it works.
Here's Dr. Gordon of the Hair and Skin Treatment Center with some exciting news.
Avocor's DHT blocker is all natural, safe, and effective.
Dr. David Gordon has been a familiar fixture in many of Avocor's radio and TV ads, but he's also been familiar elsewhere, to the inmates of this New York prison, where, according to a Men's Health magazine investigation, Dr. Gordon was jailed in 1993 following his conviction for Medicaid fraud, before he became a paid spokesman for Avocor. The state also revoked his medical license.
Hi, Dr. Gordon. I'm Arnold Diaz from ABC. Can I talk to you about Avocor, please?
After refusing to answer our calls and letters, we went to Avocor's New York headquarters to speak with Dr. Gordon.
You have anything to say? You're the spokesperson for the product on television.
I'm not the spokesperson, sir.
You're not the spokesperson? You're in ads all over TV.
What about his patients he speaks of in this radio commercial?
Now, listen to what my patients have to say about this remarkable treatment.
You're talking about your patients, but I thought you lost your medical license, sir. You're not supposed to have any patients, are you?
Avocor says Dr. Gordon was merely a paid spokesperson and has been pulled from their ads. But what about their long-running claims of an over 90% success rate?
In 6 years of clinical use by tens of thousands of men and women, Avocor regrew hair on virtually everyone.
They say Avocor will work for virtually everyone. Do you believe that?
Virtually everyone will spend a lot of money on it.
Dr. Douglas Alchek, a hair loss expert at New York's Mount Sinai Hospital, says Avocor's research is flawed because it didn't include a double-blind, peer-reviewed study. What's in Avocor? The commercial claims it's
a natural herbal treatment.
It does include the herb saw palmetto, which some experts feel may have some effect. But as far as the all-natural claim, take a look at the ingredient list. This hard-to-pronounce chemical name, it turns out, is just another name for minoxidil, an FDA-approved hair growth solution that's been around for years.
We know that minoxidil will work to a certain degree, to a certain extent.
Avocor's labels now include the name minoxidil, but minoxidil only grows significant hair in about 26% of users, nothing close to Avocor's long-running success claims. Avocor insists the addition of saw palmetto makes the effectiveness of their system superior to minoxidil alone. Then there's Hair Advantage.
Don't be bald anymore.
Anyone listening to the radio recently may have heard the ads for Hair Advantage, another baldness treatment with saw palmetto and this special ingredient.
Hair Advantage contains a patented active ingredient called Lanatin.
What is this Lanatin, identified as the key part of their revolutionary breakthrough system?
It is revolutionary, or it was revolutionary when it was marketed under the name of minoxidil. It is essentially the same thing.
By the way, you can buy a month's supply of generic minoxidil over the counter for $13, a lot cheaper than either the Hair Advantage or Avocor systems. But not every product has got minoxidil in the mix. Take a look at Hair Genesis.
We know it works. It's guaranteed to work.
Hair Genesis, a combination of herbs, including saw palmetto, was invented by this man, Gino Marcovici, who for years claimed in this discontinued commercial of remarkable success.
It has been shown in clinical studies to work in over 90% of the patients.
Oh, really? After sponsoring a new double-blind study, he's had to revise that claim downwards.
We found a approximately 66% regrowth in our treatment population.
That's still impressive until you find out the study consisted of only 10 patients who used the product.
In a study such as this, with such few subjects, it's frankly invalid.
Marcovici also boasted in his infomercial of an endorsement by a medical expert, Dr. Michael Sassman, who also used Hair Genesis.
We're very excited about that because not only is Dr. Sassman a physician, but he's a hair restoration expert.
And Dr. Sassman sure sounds like an expert.
In fact, I've recommended it to several colleagues and several patients of mine who are experiencing hair loss.
But we did some digging into Dr. Sassman's credentials and confronted Marcovici with the results.
Now, he's not a hair restoration expert. He's a radiologist, right?
Okay.
I mean, is he a hair restoration expert?
Well, perhaps he doesn't have the expertise that some other physicians in this area of medicine might.
All right. Why did you call him a hair restoration expert?
If you give me a minute.
Oh, okay. You want to just think about it for a minute?
Yeah.
He later said Dr. Sassman was a knowledgeable physician. And wait till you hear what we discovered about some of the impressive before and after pictures on their website and in their commercials.
Look at these unretouched before and after photos. Amazing, aren't they, to say the least?
But we've learned one reason some have so much more hair now is they also had hair transplant surgery.
In at least 2 of those, I know for sure that the main improvement was due to surgery.
Dr. Dan Dadosha says he not only performed hair transplant surgery on some of the before and after subjects, he also operated on Dr. Sassman, the medical expert, and Gino Marcovici, before Dadosha and Marcovici had a bitter falling out as business associates.
And didn't you have hair transplant surgery?
I've had some frontal work done surgically, yes.
I see you're expert. I see the before and afters. I'm really impressed. Shouldn't I be told that all you guys had hair transplant surgery?
Maybe you should be told that I would have needed a heck of a lot more hair transplant surgery if I hadn't used Hair Genesis.
Marcovici also said he never used the before and after pictures in a misleading way. Now, what about a product that claims to regrow hair and won't cost you a penny?
Regrow dense, natural hair safely and effectively. Free with Hair ZX.
The fine print notes a shipping and handling fee, but how bad could that be?
$95?
$95 to ship and handle a dozen bottles?
Does it really cost that much to ship it and handle it? Taking it to the post office. Okay.
Talk about rip-offs. Not only did the so-called free product cost us almost $100, but it's been 6 months since we ordered it, and Hair ZX still hasn't arrived. The company blamed a distributor for these problems and promised to refund to consumers thousands of dollars in orders that were never shipped.